Hello, Vinash. How are you?
Hi Mohit, I'm fine. How are you?
Good, 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 good. All right. Okay, tell me something about yourself and then we will go through the technical details. Okay.
Okay. Should I tell about my
Yeah, you should tell me about your introduction and everything, the way treat it as a real interview, okay? And then we will talk
uh,
about feedbacks and everything at the end, okay?
okay, okay. Hi Mohit, thank you for the opportunity. My name is Avinash Patti. I'm a certified PD1 Salesforce developer. I have 3 years of experience in Salesforce development and I work for a client called Pure Storage. Pure Storage is a storage solution provider. As part of their Salesforce development team, I work my daily roles and responsibilities include customization and configuration, which include working on workflows, flows, process builders, and page layouts and creating formula fields. I also work on Apex development, which includes customizing Apex classes, writing triggers using batch classes, etc. And uh, daily daily my daily roles and responsibilities include data management, where I have to use data loader and we usually use data inspector also for a small batch of data. And my roles and responsibilities include um, collaboration with an testing team and performing testing unit testing on ourselves also our tasks for our tasks. And uh, and we use and I am part of my daily um, roles and responsibilities include deployment also, in which we usually deploy using previously we used to use blue canvas, now we are using Copado. So that is all.
All right. Okay, good. Thank you. You have also worked on CPQ, right?
Yes.
Tell me how CPQ is, I mean, good for an organization. Why should somebody opt for CPQ when we already have Sales Cloud and we can create a couple of custom objects and mimic the functionality? What advantage does it bring so that a client should pay extra for CPQ?
So if we use standard objects and create, we need to be customizing a lot. CPK is pre-built and out of the box, it provides a lot more features like um, um, quote line builder and language selling in different currencies. And there will be a setting where we can do a lot more customization based on our requirements. Configuration setting in CPU configuration settings, we will have a lot more flexibility to use CPQ as we require in
Okay.
order to, yeah.
Okay. So let's say you have a quote trigger, custom quote trigger. Okay. And your CPQ managed package also has triggers on quote objects, right?
Yes.
So whenever I'm updating opportunity, code is getting updated,
Hmm.
but we have no control over which trigger will fire first, either the custom trigger written by us or the CPQ trigger. First question, does CPQ related trigger runs synchronously or asynchronously?
um, I'm guessing asynchronously.
So we have no control over which trigger will fire first, either our functionality, which we return as a custom functionality, or the standard CPQ functionality. In that case, did you find any problems with working with the CPQ package or anything related to the order of execution specifically?
No, not mostly. Once we encountered a error but we resolved it by changing some logic in our trigger.
Okay. All right. What are twin fields? Do you know what are twin fields?
Yeah, twin fields will copy data from parent object to child object. Let's say it is um, a field which will uh, get value from parent object without customization or without writing any code. There are few objects only. It is a CPQ specific uh, feature which will allow us to map one field data to the same API field. We need to declare it with same API name and same field name. Then it will copy, for example, product and order line item.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. So you have worked on Sales Cloud. Can you tell me the relationship between opportunity and product?
Opportunity and product. So there will be uh, we can create a quote on opportunity, and in that quote we can add products. So it is like a grandparent uh, relation.
Yeah, I mean, I understand your point. We can create a code, and on code we can add products and it will become a code line item.
Yeah.
So what will be, I mean, what is if I look at the data model of it,
Mhm.
it's opportunity, then code, and then product. I'm trying to say that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. There are a couple of other objects as well in between code line item, product line items, and these all are junction objects by which you directly associate products with opportunity. Okay. Okay. Let's say you have created a new custom object in your sandbox. Okay. Just the new custom object, no field yet. Okay, just the custom object. What will be the default sharing setting? Like what will be the default OWD of that object?
Default OWD will be public read write.
Why? Okay. Yeah, it will be public read, right? Okay. And there is no why as such, like that's how Salesforce has built it. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, have you worked on lightning flows?
Uh, I didn't get to work on them, but I know the basics. I personally try to learn them on my own.
Okay, so in your project, you do not get requirements to work on flows.
Yeah, there is one screen flow, login screen flow, where we ask um, uh, digital portal login user to um, enter one field. We added it later for to collect data which from previous users. We created that uh, login flow.
Okay. Have you worked on custom metadata?
Uh, no, I worked on custom label.
Why do we use custom labels?
Uh, in my case, we used in order to remove hard coded IDs from uh, Apex code. My
Okay. Yeah, we can use it for that purpose. Okay.
When it
Say,
comes to custom metadata is an uh, a we can create a setup object on our own, which will contain uh, some standard fields, and we can include our own data. When we deploy it to the production, we can deploy it with the data.
Yeah, we can do that. But what is the advantage? Like, why to use it when we already have, let's say, custom object or custom setting? Why metadata? What advantage does it bring over the other options available?
We can give login details for integration to authenticate to use authentications.
Yeah, but
As
that you can store in custom settings as well, right?
yeah,
Or anywhere else
but
as
if we create a custom setting, we can't move the data.
yeah, that is fine. Like how many integration users we'll have
Yeah,
in system? Not many, right?
yeah.
Okay. Now you need to learn more about metadata. Okay, you need to convince interviewer whenever you say anything about custom metadata. Okay.
Okay,
There will be cross questions related to what type of metadata, which one to choose, why to choose, and what advantage does it bring. So advantage part is something where you need to focus more. You can write something in custom metadata, use it in your code, and then change it outside of your code. So it will give a lot of flexibility to your administrator. Just give me a second, okay?
okay.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
All right. And also, see, flows are very important. Okay. So even though you did not get much work on flows in your project, you will have to come up with uh, better answer on flows. Like, yes, you know the basics of it, or you have created couple of record triggered flow in your org and all. Because otherwise, see, when we say that we did not work on something, then it kind of blocks that particular topic. Interviewer cannot ask question from that topic because you have not practically worked on it. So even if he's asked and you are not able to tell, it will not make sense to ask question from a topic where candidate has not worked. Okay, it is an important topic, so if you say no, it will be bad for you because it's a topic which fetches good answers, and it basically increases your chance of getting selected, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of triggers you have written?
Before and after both.
Okay, tell me the latest trigger scenario which you have written.
So latest trigger is
So sorry, just give me a second, Avinash, huh?
okay.
I'll come in.
Okay.
Somebody is at door.
Sure.
Sorry, I'm back. Yes, Avinash, you were telling the trigger scenario.
Yeah. So based on we wrote a trigger on a subscription object
Mm-hmm.
ba- uh, based on product product family. We needed to update subscription subscription type also.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Hmm. All right. Based on, okay, that is fine. See, those all are a CPQ specific objects. So
Yeah.
that is fine. All right. Do you usually get to work on lighting web components?
Yeah,
Okay. So how will okay, can you share your screen and just write a sample code of passing some data from child to grandparent?
child to grandparent
Yeah,
using trigger.
that is up to you. No, no, no. It is a Lightning Web component.
Okay,
Yeah. So in a Lightning Web component, you have, let's say, three components, A, B, and C. A is
okay,
the parent, B is the child, and C is the grandchild. Like C is the child of B. Uh,
okay.
Now, from C, you need to pass something to
A.
A.
Okay. Uh, I think you disabled sharing. It is showing host disabled.
Just a second, I'll make you co-host. You should be able to do that.
Okay. So we create three components, HTML.
Yeah. See, what would you do? HTML. First, write down from C how will you create an event and pass it to parent, and then you can use the HTML or whatever. See, I'm not looking for all the code and all. I just want to see the execution, how it will work.
Okay. So in grandchild component, I write a event. I don't remember the exact syntax of it. I use event bubbling and fire that event till it reaches parent component.
Okay, fine, got it. Okay, but no worries. Now, okay, forget about it. Uh,
Okay.
let's say there is a trigger scenario I want you to write. Okay,
Okay.
there is a checkbox field on account. Okay,
Okay.
let's say the name of this field is create task. Okay,
Okay.
whenever we create an account or update an account and this field is checked, okay, then you will have to create a task under the primary contact of that account.
Okay. Whenever we create an account, right?
Yeah, create or update an account.
Okay. So trigger will be on account since account is getting triggered. Uh,
You can write everything inside trigger. No need to be worried about
okay.
handler classes.
Okay. I'll be writing after insert, after update. I'll collect them in a map, all the accounts. So is this, how will we know that a contact is a primary contact? Will there be a check, uh, will there be a flag, Mohit?
How do you identify currently, like if it is a primary contact or not?
So I am thinking that there will be a uh, checklist fee checkbox which,
Yeah, okay, go ahead with that. Let's say there is a checkbox.
okay. Basically, I will take these contacts and create a task on that.
Yeah, I think that should be okay. We should not write it. Why you created a map for the account? Like if that was set, will that create any issue? That should also be okay, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Map will take more memory allocation.
Okay, I thought I will be using uh, account details later. So I considered map,
Hmm.
but after reaching here, there is no need for the account anymore. So I can change this to set. I'll change this. Set.
Okay, all right, you can stop sharing that, it's fine.
Okay.
Okay, see, let's say whenever you update the opportunity, okay, that also updates the code. Okay. So in a single transaction, so many things are happening. Okay, because account is updating, sorry, opportunity is updating accounts as well as code, and then from opportunity account transaction it starts, all the account related things will fire. So I'm getting a CPU timeout issue in this. And on top of that, we have CPQ. So a lot of other things also runs. So my question is, those CPQ related package which you have, does it run in same transaction or a different transaction?
CPQ will have separate uh, corner limits, and they will run in same transaction. Right.
Okay, so let's say there is a managed package or CPQ on code object. In that managed package, it is consuming, let's say, 90 sample queries. Okay,
Okay.
100.
Okay.
And you wrote a custom trigger on code which is consuming 20 sample queries.
Okay.
When you will run it, you will get circle limit 101 or not.
No.
Why? But then if it is the same transaction, that 90 there, 20 here, it will be 110.
Yeah. But managed packages will have more circle limit.
Okay, we are saying two contradictory things. One, they run in the same transaction. Other, they gets their own separate governor limits. Only one can be true.
Okay. So they get their own governor limits is I'm confident about. And I never happened to check whether they will run in same transaction or not.
Hmm. Okay. When do we use test dot is running test annotation? Have you ever used it?
Uh, no, no.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell me the best practices of writing test classes?
So yeah, we should use test set. Uh, we should set up data first, and we should use system.assert, which became now assert dot is true. Yeah, they changed uh, the syntax now, and we should use stop test and start test.
Okay, can we, what is at the rate test setup annotation?
Using that annotation, we create data for that test class.
Okay, so let's say we created a contact in setup method.
Mhm.
Then later on we created another method. Okay,
Mhm.
how will I get the contact created in the setup method in the another method?
We will query that.
Okay, okay, you will query that and you will get only that contact, right?
Yeah,
If in front of method set all data is equals to true is written, then if you will query whether you will get the setup data or the data from your Salesforce org.
we will get original data.
Original means
All the data which we have in the org also.
setup method or org.
From org, we will get.
Okay. Can we write test dot start and test dot stop in the setup method?
Uh, I never tried that, but I think no, we should not use that. That is not a best practice. And we should also use only one start test and stop test for a test class.
No, it is not per test class, it is per test method.
Method. Okay.
Setup is another method, this is another method. Okay, so
Okay.
that logical reasoning is not applied here. But yes, we should not use. See, these are just the interview questions. We never do that in the real projects. Okay. But interviews are different than actual work. And in interviews, they can ask any illogical question. Okay. So we should be ready for all the illogicalities of an interviewer. And I try to ask questions as illogical as it can be so that you will be ready for the real illogical questions in real interviews. Okay. And it's okay if you are prepared for the nervous interviews, then you will perform better in your real interview. So this is by purpose, don't worry about it. Okay.
Okay.
You are performing well, don't worry about it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Let's come to the deployments. Okay,
Okay.
so currently you are using Copado, right?
Yes.
How do we deploy field sets using Copado?
Field sets. Uh, we add them in the chain set and through UI we deploy.
So is it a separate component type or does it come inside the object itself?
It comes as a metadata. So yeah, inside the metadata we deploy them. It comes as an object. All
How
the
how you resolve the merge conflicts? Do you get merge conflict with Copado?
yes.
Solve it.
So uh, while deploying it to other environment, another test sandbox, if there are any merge conflicts, it will show up in the status, and we will check those uh, merge conflicts and resolve them. If they it will give us auto resolve option and a manually resolve option. We will resolve it and then try to deploy it again.
So you resolve it manually or click on auto resolve.
Mostly I will use manually.
Okay, that is the way to resolve the merge conflicts because auto resolve has tendency to override changes.
Yeah.
How do you deploy profiles? Like it is very tricky to deploy profiles, and let's say you have provided one permission, someone else has provided one permission. So when you go to the XML of a profile, it will be huge, 3,000-4,000 lines XML. How do you make sure that only your changes are getting pushed and you're not accidentally picking someone else's changes as well?
uh, so we will be using VS Code and partially committing my own permission sets and profile to that chain set and then deploy it.
Do you also use any other tool, like apart from Copado, any other tool you have used?
Blue canvas.
Okay.
Okay, not only to deploy. Are you
Mhm.
asking about another tools?
No, 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 just for the deployment purpose.
We used to use blue canvas initially. It
Mhm.
did not had version control, so that's why our company shifted to Copado.
Hmm. Okay, see, you have been working in Salesforce and Apex from last almost 2.5 years, right?
Yes.
Did you find any limitations of Apex, like by which you can say that it is not a very, uh, very good language or completely object-oriented language, or it is not as good as other languages available?
Mm, I did not tried any other language, but uh, uh, while discussing with my friends, uh, Python is more comfortable, and uh, we had a discussion about uh, Python will be very comfortable to write, since it will be having very we will be using very small lines of code.
Yeah, it is an easy language. Okay, the capability of a language cannot be determined by the ease of use, because ease of use is also a subjective thing, keeps on changing person to person. Capability of a language is based on the processing of that language, memory allocation, how much speed it is, how efficient it is in a computer. So runtime complexity and space-time complexity and how it is working there matters more for a computer. Computer is not bothered about, easy.
Wow.
They only understand binary. Okay, that was off topic. I did not want it to bring, but that is okay. That conclude your first interview. I did not ask any question from integration, from flows. Okay, and because I had CPQ, which was additional, and you did well on that CPQ. So if you get an interviewer who has also worked on CPQ, this thing will work in your favor. Okay. This is the feedback part. Okay. So your CPQ is your strong point. You have to highlight it. In your introduction, you did not bring CPQ the way I wanted you to, because you have worked on CPQ is a trending thing. You have to highlight in your interview introduction. You have to work on your introduction. Okay. I mean, couple of things were repeated in your introduction, like on day-to-day basis. On day-to-day basis, you keep on getting that. On day-to basis, you keep on getting that. We have to work on your introduction part a little bit. It should be smooth. It should it should clearly tell the things you are currently working on and the things you are interested in, and the things you are comfortable with. Okay, it will not only be about the things you are currently working on. Okay, because if that will be the case, then he will have only limited set of areas from which they can ask question. Okay, so CPQ is a strong point, trigger is your strong point. You have also worked on LWC, you will bring all these things. You have also worked on deployment, you can put it there as well. You also worked on data loader, you can put it there, but make it smooth. Okay, and need not to repeat anything again. Okay, start with your total experience, your current project, your current company, the day-to-day work you are getting, and then things which you are interested in. Okay, divide it in 5 steps and prepare it in a smooth manner, and keep on repeating that and revising that in your mind. If you're prepared, that's a good thing, right? If you're not, then you will keep on saying random things which will
Yeah.
not be really good sometimes. Okay, after certain interviews, it will become a habit, then you need not to mesmerize all those things, but before that you have to actually do that. So, and there is no harm in being prepared. Okay, there is no harm in being prepared for that. So introduction is the first part where you have to work on. Okay, then second thing is flows. Okay, see, if I have to check the admin part of a candidate, I have very limited set. Okay, and flow is a bridge between admin and development. Flow a is the thing by which you can show your admin as well as developers capability. Okay, so you have to work on flows. You need not to say that see, it's okay that you're not getting work on flows in your real-time project. That is completely okay. But you can, when somebody asks you, you can say that, okay, I'm currently not getting any work on flows, to be very frank, on my project, but keep on learning it on my own through various learning options available. I have created a couple of screen flows, record triggered flows. So if you will say all these things by yourself, then he will ask a couple of questions, and you already have a cushion that you have not worked on flows on your real-time project. So even if you are not able to answer a hard question, that is acceptable. Okay. But do not miss the chance of answering easy questions of flows, because if you say we have not worked on, then he will not ask any question and you will lose. good opportunity. Okay, so flows you have to work on. You are good in triggers, and hopefully you will get to write something and you will be able to write that thing that will give you good pointers. Okay, whenever you write trigger, always explain, okay, you are creating a map, why are you creating map, what are your intention to create that map, and keep an option open if you will see if you have to change approach later on. So currently I'm going to create a map and my intention is to hold a map of account and ID, and I am intended to use this ID to get the list of contact, and with the list of account I am intended to compare it with, or whatever you want to do, try to convey that and keep an option open. Later on, if you need to change your approach, you will change it to set, or you will see if you need another parameter in map, or you need to create a map with contact ID and account ID. So if you will communicate with the interviewer, it will be good. But otherwise, you wrote good trigger, so that is not a problem. Okay, integration we have not picked. We have not picked flows. And yeah, on the admin side, custom metadata is something you need to have a real-time example. See, suppose they talk about CPQ. Okay, there is let's say you are creating account. Okay, you're not using the standard account field. So let's say your account is the text area field. Okay, so you have a custom metadata which stores the country list. Okay, there is a field country name, and there is another field actual country name. So if a user is putting United States, USA, US, whatever it is, you are going to normalize it to United States. So you have a metadata which is doing all these things. You need not to store it somewhere, or you need not to manually check it in the code that if country name is US, then country name is going to be equal to United States. Else, if country name is USA, then country is going to be United States. You have done it in the USA. Either if the country is US, USA, United States, or whatever, you're going to change it to United States of America. So this is something you have stored in the custom metadata. Like, have a practical example of that. It is an important thing to tell why you are using custom metadata. What is the see deployment is something which is beneficial for you, but client is not concerned about that, like how you are deploying that. Okay,
Okay.
so it is an advantage thing for you, but not for the client. Why we will use custom method? Because it will help admins. Later on, when you will hand over this project to their client, their admin can change it itself. Later on, let's say decide instead of United States, they are going to call it United States of America. So their admin will go to that metadata table, and instead of United States, they'll put United States of America. They need not to touch the code at all,
Yeah.
right? So that advantage it will bring. Okay, so after this one round of interview, you'll work on flows, you will work on integration related question. We picked LWC, but only on the on the lighter note. So LWC as well. These three things will be the topic of interest in your next round of interview. Okay.
Okay, Mike.
I hope it was good. You did well. See, but sometimes I try to intentionally make it uncomfortable for you so that you will not be uncomfortable in your real interviews. Otherwise, it is completely okay and good. It was not bad interview. Okay, so take confidence only from this. This was a good interview. Okay.
Okay.
And
So,
let
can
me
I ask you few questions?
yeah, yeah, please go ahead. Let me also stop the recording because otherwise it will become very long.